Hi, Jiggy. How are you today?
Good, Nixon. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. If you remember, we had a talk last week about your RPL.
Yes. Yeah, I remember.
And, looking at the all the resources you've sent me, your session plan, the presentation videos, and all the files.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I like to further assess about you a little bit. Like we can have a little bit of chat, sort
Yeah.
of interview today,
Mm-hmm.
and if that's okay, and from there we can go ahead with the if we
Yeah.
can make a judgment if you are competent with this unit or not.
Yeah.
If that's all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nixon, do you mind pausing the recording for a minute? Hello.
Yep.
Yes.
So Jiggy, what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna ask you a couple
Mm-hmm.
of questions if that's
Yeah.
okay, and uh, we will decide later. We'll make a judgment if you are competent with the unit with
Yes.
this one. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's start. First of all, uh, I can you share your experience when you had your presentation delivery? How
Um.
was it? How did you feel it?
First session, like I was a bit nervous, but then as the time went, I was getting a bit comfortable. So yeah, it was kind of like a first experience. So I was a bit nervous, but then later
Okay.
on, as I talk, I felt more comfortable, and everyone was like kind of supportive. So it was
Mhm.
yeah, good experience actually.
Okay. Okay. So anything apart from your like any positive,
So
any
it was a
negative
positive,
thing?
yeah, it was a positive experience.
Okay.
I never did the Zoom session before, so that was something new. But
Okay.
now I think I'm more comfortable doing it. So it
Okay.
was yeah, positive experience.
Okay. So also, like, can you give any two examples, like how you plan presentation before you had any presentation? I think we need some preparation. Like, can you give any two examples? How did you prepare or
Yeah, so
plan?
like look, because I have the candidate guide, so I prepared those questions.
Mm-hmm.
So you know how it says, how did I plan to meet the needs of specific groups? So
Mm-hmm.
I consider that everyone is from different backgrounds. So I try to use some slides which has pictures, which is easy to understand because not
Okay.
everyone is not from the clinical background.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I plan. So I consider the all the group people, and
Mm-hmm.
like what like the interesting thing, like sometimes you suddenly see the picture and which makes people to like pay attention.
Okay.
So that's
Okay.
how I planned my presentation.
Okay. So you were like more specific to if, with the audience, was it?
Yeah, so like I don't want just the writing because
Yeah.
people might get bored with writing. So you want some like pictures there, which draws the attention. So
Okay.
yeah, that's what I did.
To make it more like uh,
Interesting and yeah.
exciting. Okay. Also, like mm, with regards to your participants, how are they? Like, were they engaging with you? Were they
Um,
communicating with you well?
yeah, my participants were engaging because I think I chose the topic, which is like it's like everyone will be interested.
Mm-hmm.
It was like about wound care and all those.
Yep.
So I showed the picture and I asked them what is it. So that's the way I engaged them. So
Okay.
they were very supportive and participating in my discussion.
Okay, nice. So they were engaging with you.
Yeah.
Okay. And was there like any communication techniques that you use to gain your audience reaction, audience attention?
I use the communication technique like when I say something, I ask the question back. So to
Mm-hmm.
just make sure that they are like listening or they're paying attention.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that's the communication I method I used.
So, and what kind of resources did you use? Any, like, can you mention any three different resources?
So resources wise, I had a PowerPoint presentation, but on
Okay.
top of that, I used the video as well,
Yeah.
which to make it like because sometimes when you like when one person is just giving speech, people might get bored and stuff. So I try to use video, and I use one Kahoot app for an activity. So like
Okay.
it got everyone involved in it, and which
Yep.
is like, it's kind of game. So that's how I involved all the participants in there.
Yeah, like it was a couple of them was mentioned in your evaluation form, like session plans. It was there, so that this was just exactly like you said. So that's wonderful. So also, like, was there any strategies you developed or you used for your evaluating your feedbacks?
For evaluation thing, the feedback thing, I asked them for a verbal feedback at the end
Yeah.
of my presentation for
Okay.
my, for further improvement. And on top
Mm-hmm.
of them, I have asked my written, get the written feedback, which is evaluation form. So
Okay.
so I have used the two techniques to get a feedback. One is verbal feedback, and another one is a written feedback.
Okay. So that's nice. So was there any like positive feedback you received from your participant?
Yeah, there was a positive feedback as well, and something which I need to improve, which was mentioned there as well.
Okay. And also like if you have to modify your presentation, like if you have to, well, what would can you mention like one or two things?
If I had to modify, I guess I would, because I had some clinical words like probably not a
Okay, is
medical
that like more
jargon
technical
one.
words, is it?
Yeah, so I would probably next time I will just try to simplify it more to
Okay.
consider, not everyone is from the health background. So I might consider that next time.
Okay, also one last question of all. So like can you like mention any like legislation involved in your presentation, like any two pieces of
Yeah,
legislation?
so when I was doing my presentation, I
Yeah.
considered WHS and
Yeah.
the Privacy Act. So those are the
Okay.
two legislation which I had it in my mind to make sure, uh, to that I'm complying with legislation.
Okay, no problem. So you applied WHS and compliances and stuff,
Privacy Act, and yeah.
private system. Okay, that's nice. So Jiggy,
Mm.
that was a good answers from you, and I think it proves that you've got a like deep knowledge about this unit of making presentation. And I've also seen your resources that you sent to me, like your videos, and I think it was pretty genuine, and you had a proper like presentation
Yeah,
done with a like good amount of participant. Like there was like 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 something participant were there. I had a look, and I
yeah,
also saw your evaluation form. I had some good positive feedbacks, and there was some recommendations, just like you said
yeah.
before. And I had also seen your session plans, and it was really well structured.
Thank
I
you.
think you are. The thing is, you've got a good idea for this unit. And if I have to make a like judgment,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I think it fulfills most of the requirements,
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
and I think you would be like, if I have to make a judgment, I think you will be well enough competent for this unit. I think I
Thank
would give you yes for your RPO,
you. Mm-hmm.
and yes, I think that's the good part. I think you have done well, and you are giving your RPO. And
Thank
I
you. Thank
think if you are okay, like,
Yeah, you can. So I would get some written feedback. Yeah, am I right?
yes, please, some written feedbacks.
Okay then. Thank you.
And, and that's a bit, I think, yeah, we'll continue whatever needs to be done later, or ask me some questions if you need to. And I
No,
think,
I'm
yes.
happy. I'm happy with your response, and I'll wait until I get the written feedback. Thank you.
Okay, that's it. Thank you for tonight. Thank you for today.
Thank
And
you. Stop recording.